And today, we're definitely diving deep into a big one.
Yeah.
We're setting sail into Herman Melville's Moby Dick.
Yeah, not just the surface story, but really getting into the details, the characters, the sheer obsession at its core. We're using the Archie Oliver adaptation as our guide here.
Right. Our mission really is to go beyond just guy hunts a whale.
Yeah.
We want to unpack it chapter by chapter, look at the key players, Ahab, Ismail, Queequeg, and see how their drives lead to this absolute catastrophe.
Okay, let's set the scene first. Because you can't really get Ahab's madness without understanding the world he came from.
Exactly. Herman Melville, born 1819, he wasn't just writing from an armchair.
No way. He went to see himself, right? Like, young.
15 years old, started as a cabin boy. Then, crucially, in 1841, he joined a whaling ship heading for the South Seas.
And that's the experience that fuels this story. 4 years of it.
Absolutely. That brutal first-hand knowledge is baked into Moby Dick, which he published about 10 years later, 1851.
And the thing they were hunting. The sperm whale. Moby Dick's species. It's hard to even picture the scale.
It really is. The sources describe them as almost 90 feet long, weighing 90 tons.
90 tons? That's what, like 1,000 men?
Pretty much, yeah. The weight of nearly 1,000 grown men. It's staggering.
It's less an animal, more like a force of nature.
And a valuable one. Mid-19th century, whaling was serious business. Global industry.
Right, the oil. For lamps, machines.
Lubricants, ointments, candles, it was essential. And dangerous, obviously, but hugely profitable.
You can imagine the excitement, though, that cry, "There she blows!"
Oh, yeah. Spotting the spout, the blowhole, that's when everything kicked off.
Well, the actual hunt. Tiny rowing boats going up against that.
Insane, right?
Yeah.
Small boats launched from the main ship, guys with harpoons trying to take down this massive creature. Years at sea, constant danger, the lure of money. It's a pressure cooker.
Perfect conditions for an obsession like Ahab's to just take over.
Exactly. Which brings us to the core legend. Even before the Pequod set sail, the story of Captain Ahab and Moby Dick is already being told in Nantucket taverns.
He was famous before the disaster, wasn't he? A top whaler.
Oh, absolutely. A master captain. Until that one day in the Pacific,
The attack.
Moby Dick, this monster whale, just demolishes Ahab's boat and then bites off his leg.
Horrifying. And the source calls him dismasted after that.
Yeah, dismasted. It connects the physical loss directly to like a loss of command. His whole identity as captain. It's not just an injury.
It's a fundamental break. So when he's rescued, that trauma just twists into pure hatred.
Instantly. It's not just an animal attack in his mind.
Yeah.
Moby Dick becomes this malicious thinking enemy.
He personalizes it completely.
Totally. So 1848, he makes his vow. The next voyage isn't about oil or profit.
It's revenge.
Sheer revenge. He sails from Nantucket obsessed with one thing: finding and killing that whale. It's gone way beyond business. It's existential now.
And that's the voyage our narrator signs up for. Ismail. Let's talk about him. Chapter 2, the port of call.
Right. Ismail. He's not just some random guy looking for a job. He calls himself an old sea salt.
He's drawn to the sea, but for darker reasons, it sounds like. Loneliness. Forbidden places.
Yeah, he mentions forbidden seas and cannibal coasts. He's actively seeking the edge, the unknown. Whaling seems like the ultimate way to find it. So he signs on to the Pequod for a 3-year hunt.
And where he lands in Nantucket, it's immediately ominous. The Spouter Inn.
The name itself.
Oh.
Right. And the landlord, Peter Coffin.
Okay, Melville's not being subtle there.
Not at all. Death is woven in from the start.
Yeah.
And then the sleeping situation.
He has to share a bed.
A harpooner. A guy rumored to be a cannibal who only eats blood-red steaks.
Seriously? Wow. So danger right there in his room.
Exactly. It blurs the line between safety and the cannibal coast he was looking for. And it's here, in this slightly terrifying inn, that he first hears about Captain Ahab.
What are the sailors saying?
Just gossiping, 40 years a whaler, but only got one leg now. The whale devoured it.
Devoured it, not just bit it off.
Yeah. They say he's strange, moody, totally obsessed with this whale he calls Moby Dick.
And there's something else, wasn't there? A prophecy.
The sailors mention a preacher man had actually prophesied Ahab would lose his leg.
Whoa. So it frames Ahab not just as a victim, but like someone caught up in fate, destiny.
Precisely. It elevates the whole thing beyond just a revenge story. It hints at something bigger, more inevitable.
Okay, so the mood is set, doom and gloom. And then Ismail meets the guy he has to share a bed with.
Queequeg. And what an entrance.
How's he described?
Like a giant, first off. Face is darkish purple, but covered in these darker squares. Tattoos.
Just on his face?
Nope. All over his body. His bald head, too. Covered. And his teeth.
What about his teeth?
Filed. Carved into sharp points, like shark's teeth.
Okay, that's unsettling.
Definitely designed to shock. We also learned he used to sell shriveled, embalmed human heads. Great curiosity, as he called them.
Oh my God. Okay, so the cannibal rumors might have some basis.
Well, he's certainly presented as completely other. He carries his harpoon everywhere. It's his prized possession. He even shaves with the barb.
Shaves with a harpoon barb. That's
Uh,
commitment.
Right. He's presented as totally untamed, the embodiment of that cannibal coast.
But they become friends, right? Despite the shark teeth and shrunken heads.
They do. After they both apparently scream when they first see each other, they hit it off. And Queequeg shows this other side. He goes to chapel with Ismail.
Chapel, really?
Yeah, and the chapel walls are lined with memorial stones for whalers lost at sea, a constant reminder of the danger. The minister even preaches about Jonah.
Jonah and the whale. More heavy foreshadowing.
Exactly. And Queequeg gives Ismail his last shrunken head as a gift.
A gift. What does Ismail do with it?
Trades it for a haircut.
Okay, that's bizarrely practical.
It shows Ismail adapting, right, accepting Queequeg's world in a way Ahab probably couldn't. Queequeg bridges that gap between, savage and spiritual.
This connection seems important, especially given the warnings they get right before sailing.
Oh, yeah. Christmas Eve, they run into the prophet Elijah.
Another biblical name. What's his message?
Straight up warning. He tells them they might have signed away your lives. He says the whale might eat the rest of Ahab this time.
Jeez. Any other cheerful news?
Yep. He specifically tells them to beware of old Fadala,
Fadala. Who's he?
a mystic from the east. And Elijah says he's the only one Ahab might actually be scared of. It's just Ahab's already got this dark advisor.
Okay, so warnings piling up. How's the ship itself? The Pequod.
It matches the mood. Old, kind of small, 3 masts. The tiller is carved from whalebone.
Whalebone.
And you can see the reality of whaling right there on deck. Brick furnaces for rendering the oil. The sails are already stained with soot before they even leave.
Grim. And Ahab. Is he there for the big send-off?
Nope, he's missing. Sort of sick, they say.
Sort of sick. Doesn't sound just physical.
Doesn't, does it? It reinforces his isolation, his psychological sickness. The whole voyage starts under this dark cloud.
All right, let's move into part 3 then. The ship's at sea, we meet the rest of the crew, and Ahab finally shows himself.
Right. The crew of the Pequod is like a miniature world tour, all gathered for this one dangerous job. We've got the 3 main harpooners.
We know Queequeg. Who are the others?
There's Tashtego. He's an American Indian from Martha's Vineyard, described as fearless, a natural hunter.
Okay. And the third?
Daggoo. An African man, huge guy, like 6'5", wears gold rings, apparently the best marksman of the 3.
So Queequeg from the South Seas, Tashtego, the Native American, Daggoo from Africa. It's a diverse crew.
Very. It's also like Ahab, this symbol of driven Western ambition, has gathered people from all corners of the earth to serve his personal kind of crazy quest.
Global labor for a private vendetta.
Yeah. And then, after 3 days at sea, Ahab appears.
What's Ismail's first impression?
A terrible sense of foreboding. Ahab is tall, broad, looks like he's built of solid bronze, face weathered by the sea.
And the scar. Right, there's a scar.
Oh, yeah. A big one. Livid white scar running from his cheek down his neck. A physical mark matching the inner wound.
But the leg is the main thing.
Definitely. Carved from whalebone. White, terrifying, and he paces constantly.
How does he manage that on a rolling ship?
They drilled holes in the deck, near the helm. He plants his whalebone leg in those holes to steady himself while he paces.
Wow. So he's literally part of the ship's structure when he stands there. The ship moves with his obsession.
That pacing says it all. He's restless, searching, and that evening he calls everyone together for the oath of vengeance.
This is it, the moment he reveals the real mission.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No more pretending it's just about whaling.
Huh?
He describes Moby Dick in detail. The white head, wrinkled brow, speckled sides, crooked jaw.
And he offers a reward.
Yep. A Spanish gold doubloon. For the first man to spot the white whale, he's trying to tie their greed to his rage.
Does anyone confirm the whale is real? Like, has anyone else seen it?
Queequeg does. He recognizes the description, the weird tail flick, the old harpoon sticking out of its side. That validates Ahab's obsession for the crew.
And then Ahab declares it.
Loud and clear. I will chase him all the way from Africa to Australia. Vengeance shall be mine. No more hiding.
How does the crew react? What about the officers? Starbuck.
Starbuck, the first mate, he gets it immediately. He whispers that Ahab's gone mad, chasing revenge on a dumb creature. It's insanity to him. He's the voice of reason, of profit.
But Ahab needs everyone on board with his madness.
And he makes sure they are. A display of pure, terrifying will. He makes every single person, officers, crew, swear an oath, drink rum to Moby Dick's death.
He forces them.
Essentially, yeah. He turns his personal vendetta into their shared, almost spiritual quest. Moby Dick stops being just a whale.
He becomes
What?
a symbol.
A godlike creature with unearthly powers. A demon they have to destroy. The obsession is contagious now.
So the hunt begins. But we learn Moby Dick isn't just big, he's smart.
Oh yeah. Early hunts and omens. The legends about him are nuts. They say he's an actor, pretends to run, then turns and attacks.
Are there specific stories?
Documented ones. Ramming ships head-on. Sinking a whaler called the Essex. Even taking on a warship. He's a predator who thinks.
But Ahab thinks he can outsmart him.
He thinks his experience gives him an edge. Decades of whaling. He figures he can calculate the whale's feeding patterns, predict where he'll be, like it's destiny.
When's the first actual whale sighting on this trip?
Tashtigo spots one. There she blows. 4 boats go out. And crucially, Ahab takes command of one himself.
That's unusual for a captain, right?
Highly unusual. Shows how badly he needs to be in the chase. And who's in his boat crew?
Let me guess. Fadala?
Fidala's there, yeah. And a hand-picked squad of rowers. His secret weapon team.
Does the first hunt work out?
No. A squall comes up, interferes. Queequeg's harpoon misses. It's a wash.
But things get weirder after that, near the Cape of Good Hope.
Yeah, the midnight whale. This is where Fidala really emerges. He's up on the spar one night silently pointing.
Pointing at what?
A ghostly jet of water in the distance.
Yeah.
At midnight. It's not real. It's like a phantom.
And they chase it.
Night after night. Launching boats for a ghost whale.
Uh.
The crew is totally spooked. And Ahab. He's spending hours talking with Fidala up in the rigging. Consulting his mystic.
Ignoring the practical stuff for prophecies.
Okay.
Do they eventually kill any whale?
They do. First blood. In the Indian Ocean, they take down a huge sperm whale. Tashtigo gets the kill.
Must have been a relief for the crew. Some normalcy.
For a moment. Ismail even notes how weird it is, eating whale meat cooked over a fire fueled by oil from the same whale. Life-eating death.
That Moby Dick interrupts the party.
Right on cue. As Tashtigo is cutting up the carcass, bang. Moby Dick appears, flashes that white tail, knocks Tashtigo right into the sea.
Just like that. It seems targeted.
It feels totally malicious, yeah.
Yeah.
Psychological warfare.
Who saves Tashtigo?
Queequeg dives right off the mast spar into the ocean and pulls him out.
So again, it's Queequeg, the savage, who acts with loyalty and saves a life, not Ahab.
Exactly. And this whole incident, it just confirms Moby Dick's intelligence for everyone. It justifies Ahab's obsession in their eyes, but it also terrifies them. The line between animal and thinking enemy is just gone.
Okay, that leads us into part 4. Ahab's obsession is now undeniable, and he starts ignoring every warning sign. The cracking of Ahab.
It starts with meeting another ship, the Samuel Enderby, and its captain, Mounttop.
What's his story?
He also tangled with Moby Dick, lost an arm to the whale. He even wears a false one made of whalebone.
So he understands Ahab's situation. Does he warn him?
He does. Tells Ahab to give it up, let it go. Ahab's response.
Let me guess.
Defiance. Total defiance. Curses the whale again. Says he'd give his other leg to kill Moby Dick. Zero self-preservation.
And then his own whalebone leg breaks.
Right then. As he's crossing between the ships, he slips and crack. The leg splits. It's like a perfect symbol of his own mind starting to fracture.
But he ignores it.
Completely ignores it.
Yeah.
And his grip on reality loosens even more when Starbuck brings up a practical problem. The refusal to stop.
What's the problem?
Leaking oil barrels. They're losing the valuable cargo. Starbuck, thinking of the voyage's actual purpose, says they need to stop and fix them.
And Ahab.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Let the oil leak, he says. My profit is Moby Dick's death.
He actually says that. Wow, profit means nothing now.
Nothing. It's pure vengeance. And when Starbuck pushes back, Ahab pulls a loaded musket on him.
Threatens his own first mate.
Demands obedience, points the gun right at him. This is the moment Ahab goes from obsessed captain to outright tyrant.
What does Starbuck say?
He gives that incredible warning. Ahab should beware of Ahab. The real enemy isn't the whale anymore. It's Ahab's own consuming rage.
Jeez. So after threatening Starbuck, who fixes the leaks?
Queequeg gets sent down into the damp hold, and he gets really sick from it. A bad fever.
He thinks he's dying.
Yeah. So he asks the ship's carpenter, Abel, to build him a coffin. Queequeg's coffin.
A coffin while he's still alive?
Yep. A specific design,
Hmm.
like a canoe. He even details what needs to go inside: harpoon, paddle, some food and water.
He's preparing for the journey after death.
Totally. Abel built it. Queequeg lies down in it. It seems to fit me very well, he says, just calmly accepting it.
But he doesn't die.
No. He changes his mind, decides he has things left undone. He literally chooses to live after preparing completely for death.
That's powerful. What happens to the coffin?
It gets repurposed, waterproofed, turned into a sea chest, and Queequeg carves his tattoos all over it.
So an object of death becomes something else.
Yeah, symbol of identity, acceptance, and, as we'll see, salvation. It holds his story literally carved onto it.
This calm acceptance is such a contrast to Ahab's next move, forging the weapon.
The unholy harpoon. They reach the Pacific, Ahab's hunting ground. He orders the blacksmith, Perth, to make a special harpoon.
Special how?
Made from 12 twisted iron rods. Massive. And the barbs. Made from Ahab's own old razors.
His razors, why?
He vows not to shave again until Moby Dick is dead. It's another ritualistic promise.
And the forging itself is weird.
Deeply weird. Sacrilegious, really. When it's time to cool and harden the metal, the quenching.
Not in what?
No. Ahab demands it be quenched in blood. The blood of Queequeg, Daggoo, and Tashtego.
What? He makes them bleed onto the harpoon?
Forces them to be pricked by the barbs.
Yeah.
He's baptizing his weapon in their blood, binding them supernaturally to his quest. It's dark stuff.
Really dark. Do they encounter any normal ships around this time?
They meet the Bachelor, a cheerful ship, heading home, full of oil. Successful voyage.
How does Ahab react to that?
Captain the Bachelor denies Moby Dick even exists. Just laughs it off.
Yeah.
Ahab is disgusted, sends them away scornfully. He can't stand their success, their normality.
He's totally isolated in his world now, which leads to Fadala's prophecy, right?
That same night, they're guarding a whale they just killed. Fadala tells Ahab about a dream he had. A very specific prophecy about Ahab's death.
Okay, what are the conditions? This is crucial.
4 specific things have to happen. 1, Ahab won't die until he sees 2 coffins on the sea.
2 coffins.
2, Fadala himself will die before Ahab and act as Ahab's pilot to death.
Fadala dies first. Got it.
3, Ahab will see Fadala again after Fadala has died.
See him again after death. Creepy.
And 4, Ahab must beware a piece of old rope.
Rope. How does Ahab take that last one?
He dismisses it. Laughs it off. No gallows on the sea, he says.
Yeah.
He thinks it means he's basically immortal at sea. He latches onto the parts that sound impossible, ignoring the mundane threat.
He hears what he wants to hear, even in a death prophecy.
Totally. And his rejection of external checks just escalates. Crossing the equator, he does something dramatic.
What?
Throws his navigation tools overboard. Sextant, quadrant, everything. Declares he'll sail by eye.
He's literally throwing away science and reason.
Completely. Relying only on his own intuition, his own will against the world.
Does the world push back?
Immediately, a massive typhoon hits them, rips the sails, damages the masts. It's chaos.
And the harpoon, the special one.
Lightning strikes it, sets the metal glowing crimson red. It's like a sign from heaven or hell.
Starbuck must be freaking out.
Begging Ahab to turn back. The elements are against us, he cries.
But Ahab sees it differently.
He grabs the flaming harpoon, holds it up like a torch, makes the terrified crew renew their oath again. He interprets the lightning not as a warning, but as an endorsement of his weapon, his quest.
He twists everything to fit his narrative. Unbelievable.
And the theme of death providing life comes back again, doesn't it?
Oh, right. The lookout boy falls.
Yeah, a young boy falls from the masthead to his death. And the ship's life buoy, when they throw it, it's rotten and sinks.
So they have no life-saving device.
Until Queequeg speaks up. He offers his coffin.
The coffin he had made. To be the new life buoy.
Exactly. The carpenter waterproofs it, hangs it on the stern. The thing built for Queequeg's death becomes the ship's only hope for saving someone from drowning.
The irony is intense. Even Ahab curses it, right?
Yeah.
Calls it the life buoy coffin.
He sees the symbolism, yeah. He hates it.
Okay, one last chance for Ahab to show some humanity. The ship Rachel.
Yes. They meet the Rachel. Her captain, Gardner, is frantic. He's searching for a lost whaleboat.
What happened to it?
Moby Dick happened. The boat had Gardner's 12-year-old son in it. He begs Ahab for help, just for a day, to search.
A father asking another father for help, finding his lost son, killed by the very whale Ahab is hunting.
It's a direct appeal to any shred of decency Ahab might have left.
And Ahab's response.
Cold refusal. I must go. The white whale awaits me. He won't lose a single hour of his hunt, not even for a child's life.
That's the point of no return, isn't it? He sacrificed everything human in him.
Completely. Though right after, there's this fleeting moment. They see wreckage from another ship, the Delight, confirm Moby Dick killed their crew too. And Ahab has this quiet moment with Starbuck.
Does he show remorse?
He admits his whole life, 40 years at sea, has been a waste. Mentions his wife back home, calls her his widow already, and his son. He sees the tragedy of his life.
But he can't stop.
He says he can't fight the hate. He recognizes it, but he's powerless against it. It's compulsive now.
And then the final omen, the hat.
Yeah. A Seahawk swoops down, snatches Ahab's hat right off his head, and drops it into the ocean. Even the air seems to be abandoning him.
Okay, no more warnings. No more chances. Part 5. The final assault. 3 days of chaos.
Day 1.
Yeah.
Ahab himself spots him, less than a mile away. That snowy hump, the wrinkled brow.
Does he send the boats out?
3 boats launch. And again, Ahab takes one. Queequeg and Fedallah are with him. Starbuck is ordered to stay on the Pequod. Ahab wants to kill himself.
How does Moby Dick react? Does he run?
Nope. He anticipates them. Surfaces right under Ahab's boat, grabs the front end in his jaws. Vice-like grip, the text says.
He attacks first.
Yeah. Plays with the boat for a second, then just snaps it in half. Ahab, Queequeg, Fedallah, all thrown into the water.
Does the whale go after them?
No. The Pequod sails in and drives him off, rescuing the men. Ahab is soaked, but he still claims the gold doubloon.
On what grounds?
Says he smelt the whale before anyone saw him. It's about the connection, the vengeance, not the actual spotting. The whale drew first blood, challenged him directly.
Okay, day 2. Let's go again.
Of course. Chase resumes. They get harpoons in this time. But Moby Dick is smart. He uses the tangled lines against them.
How?
Smashes 2 other boats, Stubbs and Flasks, using the lines to leverage his power. Tosses everyone into the sea again. Then Ahab's boat gets flipped.
And Ahab's leg?
Hmm.
The whalebone one.
Snapped off. Again, it's a direct repeat of the injury that started it all. Fate rubbing it in his face.
And this is when the prophecy starts kicking in?
Yes. A sailor shouts that Fedallah, he got tangled in a harpoon line, dragged underwater by the whale, gone.
Fedallah dies first, just like the prophecy said. How does Ahab react?
Goes pale. He realizes it's starting. The mechanism is in motion.
Does Starbuck try one last time?
Begs him, Ahab, it's madness, let's go home. But Ahab rages back. Their fate is sealed now. He orders the spare boats prepared for the next day. He's locked in.
He goes back to the prophecy, trying to figure it out.
Yeah, trying to rationalize. Okay, Fedallah died first. Now he just needs to see 2 coffins and avoid the rope. He thinks he still controls it.
Day 3. The final day.
Dawn's clear, but the mood is pure dread. Ahab climbs the mast himself, says grimly, one of us will die today.
The boats launch again.
Yes. Ismail is now in Ahab's boat, replacing Fedallah. And as soon as they hit the water, sharks everywhere, drawn by the blood from the past 2 days.
A feeding frenzy waiting to happen. What does Moby Dick do?
He surfaces, and this time he ignores the other boats, comes straight for Ahab, the personal jewel Ahab wanted.
But it's not just the boat he goes for.
No, he targets the Pequod, rams it, right amidships. Huge gaping hole, the ship starts sinking fast.
And the coffins, the first part of the prophecy.
Ahab sees it happen. He looks back at the sinking ship, and hanging there on the stern is Queequeg's coffin lifebuoy.
The first coffin.
He yells it out, Queequeg's coffin, that's the first coffin. And then he looks at the ship going down around him.
The ship itself is the second coffin.
And the ship is the second. The ship is becoming a coffin too. 2 coffins. He sees it. It's happening exactly as foretold.
And Fedallah, seeing him again.
As the ship lurches in its death throes, Moby Dick dives underneath it. The movement brings Fedallah's body, tangled in the harpoon line still stuck in the whale, back to the surface, right in front of Ahab.
Oh, God. So Ahab sees his dead pilot again.
So you spoke the truth, Fedallah, Ahab says. I have seen you again. 3 parts of the prophecy fulfilled in moments.
Only the rope is left.
Ahab, in his last defiant act, throws his special harpoon, sinks it deep into the whale. Moby Dick dives.
Taking the line with him.
The rope screams out from the boat tub, and a simple loop of rope, catches Ahab around the neck.
Like a noose.
Exactly, like a perfect noose. His last words are just recognition. The rope, Fedallah's rope, and he's yanked out of the boat, dragged down to his death by the whale and the sinking ship.
Gone. The Pequod, Ahab, the crew, all gone.
Except one. Survival.
Ismail. How? He was in Ahab's boat.
He gets sucked into the vortex as the Pequod goes down. Seems like he's finished too. But then
The coffin.
Queequeg's coffin lifebuoy shoots back up to the surface, breaks free from the sinking wreck. It pops up right near Ismail.
Unbelievable. The thing made for death saves him.
The ultimate irony. He grabs onto the ropes Queequeg had tied around it, climbs aboard. He survives for 2 weeks on it, uses the harpoon inside to fight off sharks, the paddle to move.
Who finds him?
The Rachel.
Uh,
Still searching for Captain Gardner's son. They pick up Ismail, the only survivor left to tell this insane story.
wow. What a ride. So, looking back at the whole thing,
You really see Ahab's complete breakdown, don't you? From respected captain to tyrant. Rejecting profit, rejecting reason, threatening his crew, throwing away his tools. It's a total psychological collapse.
and Queequeg stands out as such a contrast. The supposed savage who shows loyalty, prepares calmly for death, and whose actions ultimately lead to the only salvation.
His complexity is key. He's not just a simple foil. He represents a different way of facing mortality, one that Ahab completely rejects.
But that prophecy, Fadal's words, it wasn't vague symbolism, it was so literal.
Terrifyingly literal. The 2 coffins, the life buoy, and the ship itself. Seeing Fadal's corpse lashed to the whale. And dying by a simple piece of rope. Ahab tried to interpret it, outsmart it, but fate was brutally specific.
Which brings us back to Ismail's survival. The only thing that saves him is Queequeg's coffin. Made for death, carved with Queequeg's identity, repurposed as a lifebuoy.
Exactly. Not the ship's technology, not Ahab's relentless will, not the pursuit of wealth. Salvation comes from this object representing accepted mortality, friendship, and a life lived outside Ahab's consuming vendetta.
So, the final thought for everyone listening, what does it mean? If the only thing that survives this epic disaster is carried afloat by something built to acknowledge death, something transformed from morbid preparation into a vessel of life.
Yeah, what does that tell us about the whole quest? About human ambition when it turns into obsession.
Right.
About revenge versus acceptance. Maybe the answer isn't in fighting fate, but in understanding our place within it, even when it involves preparing for the end.
A lot to think about there. The power of acceptance versus the destruction of obsession. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Moby Dick.
We'll catch you on the next one.